Hi, my name's Alex Dolphin and welcome back to another episode of Ex Ante. Today we're going to discuss the case People v. Howard. This case was heard in the Supreme Court of California in the year of 2005. Let's go ahead and jump into the facts of the case. So Howard was stopped by the police officers. He was driving a car without a rear license plate. When the police officers got out of the car to go do their window confrontation, Howard decided it would be a good idea to run away. And so Howard gassed his car and led the police officers on a high-speed chase. This high-speed chase went on for some time, and eventually it ended when Howard crashed into another vehicle. Now, when he crashed into this other car, he tragically killed the driver of the other car. So Howard is running from the police, loses control of his car, crashes in to another car, and kills someone. Howard is charged with murder, and he's charged with murder in the second degree because it is felony murder. Now, felony murder is a pretty simple rule. It states that if anyone dies while you are commissioning the act of a felony, and the cause of that person's death is proximate, then you will be charged with murder. There's no way around it. It wouldn't be manslaughter. It wouldn't be negligent homicide. It would just be murder because someone died while you were in the act of committing a felony. So that's what he's charged with. There is a common law rule in California that says that if one is to be convicted of second degree felony murder, the felony that the person is committing needs to be inherently dangerous. Now, the trial court heard an argument from Howard that driving away, fleeing from a police officer was not inherently dangerous. They rejected it. They didn't find that argument persuasive. The Supreme Court of California is left to consider the question: is driving a vehicle, fleeing a police officer, is that an inherently dangerous felony? And the court answers that question in the negative, which is a little bit confusing, I think. And so let's walk through the reasoning. The reasoning is that the statute that defines the felony that this man, Howard, had committed from fleeing from a police officer basically allows culpability, assigns culpability on if you have committed some minor traffic violations. So the key paragraph talks about how violations that are assigned points can be committed without endangering human life. So driving an unregistered vehicle could count towards violating the statute and committing a felony. Driving more than 55 miles per hour on a freeway, failing to come to a complete stop at a stop sign, or making a right turn. So they say there are aspects of this statute that you can violate that are not inherently dangerous. And because there are aspects of this statute that you can violate that are not inherently dangerous, this is not an inherently dangerous felony. So it takes some finessing, you can see, but the court gets the result they want, which is to not commit this man of felony murder. There is quite a lengthy dissent, and a couple of them. The first one is by Judge Brown. What he says is, let's not kid ourselves. This is an inherently dangerous felony. Fleeing a police officer is an inherently dangerous felony. If we don't like the rule, it's a common law rule, let's just get rid of it. Let's just get rid of the rule. It's not mandated by statute, this second degree felony murder rule that needs to be inherently dangerous. And if we don't like the felony murder rule, let's just get rid of it. So that's his position. Justice Baxter says that he kind of just dismantles the majority's argument head on. What he says is that just because some aspects of a statute that criminalizes, a felony are not inherently dangerous doesn't mean that the whole statute isn't inherently dangerous, right? The whole statute is meant to criminalize people that are willful and wanton in running from a police officer, right? Now, that act in itself is certainly inherently dangerous. If you're driving a vehicle at top speeds on streets and you collide with another car, that's very foreseeable that if you are running from police officers that you're going to get in a car accident and someone is going to get hurt. It is an inherently dangerous felony, he says. The finesse that the court does, he just completely rejects. He says, it doesn't matter that just one facet of the felony isn't inherently dangerous. If the felony altogether on its face is inherently dangerous, then we should convict and uphold the conviction of the second-degree felony murder here. So that's the case. Felony murder is a very hotly contested topic in criminal law. A lot of people think it has no place in the criminal law because it doesn't really assign blame for like you don't have to have the mens rea of killing someone to be charged with murder under the scheme of felony murder. You just have to have the mens rea of committing a felony. And as society defines more and more things as felonies, is it really right to charge someone who just intended to steal something with murder? Should we just say that person is negligent or reckless and committed some type of manslaughter rather than murder? And so that's one of the arguments against felony murder. The largest argument for felony murder is one of you're essentially trying to deter people from committing felonies by saying that if someone dies in the commission of your felony, then you're going to be charged with murder. And so there's a couple levels of deterrence. One, it's that if you are going to commit a felony, you better be careful when you do it, because if someone dies while you're committing that felony, then you're going to be charged with murder. And then the second facet of that is that if people know that if they do a felony and someone dies, if they commit a felony and someone dies, they will be charged with felony murder, then less people will commit felonies in the first place. So it's going to deter people from committing felonies in general as well. So those are some arguments against felony murder. I think it's an interesting thing to think about. The United States is one of the last places that has felony murder, and there are good arguments on both sides of the debate. So I hope you enjoyed this video. If you'd like to see more, go ahead and hit that subscribe button, and I hope you have a nice rest of your day. Bye-bye.